Hello. Okay, we are ready to begin. How is everyone? Zach Z-Tunes. What up? And Roy's in here. Okay, so I don't know if you saw it. Earlier, I had just posted, and Lion King 336, what up? Okay, so earlier I posted a link on, for Twitter, and I want to begin real quick, speaking of, on the topic of Q&A stuff, so at Harris Wumpagem, he managed to get a hold of, what's his name here? Warren Davis, the project coordinator and senior engineer for Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, and we might get a little Q&A sesh here at some point about what exactly happened with the development of the game. So I'll probably link it one more time. Nathan Richards, what's up? I'll probably link it one more time near the end of the stream, so you can go ahead and ask your own questions about the development of Enter the Dragonfly, how it ended up the way it did, and this guy will answer the questions. So go ahead and tweet at Harris Wumpagem. Scroll back through the chat to the very top. I posted a link to his tweet where he showed it off and said, okay, ask your questions here. So go ahead and do that if you want to get questions answered about that. But let's go ahead and start with Crash 2, the poll winner between this one and the first one. Oh, but before we do that, let's watch the Spyro trailer one more time now that the code works. Yay!
Bring him on! Yeah. You're toast!
I love how Roy's like, yeah, you can see it right there. I don't really have any questions regarding Crash or your video. I agree with everything. Man, thanks, but I guess that just means you're here for the lols then, and for the gameplay. Zork! What is up? I've seen this trailer like 20 times. Bruh. I've seen it dozens of times. But anyway, I'm so excited for Reignited Trilogy. I greatly believe something will go down at E3 for Spyro. Another trailer, hopefully a demo. I'm thinking there's got to be a demo. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Please watch. Wait, what? I don't know what that means, but okay. So, yeah, I'm excited. E3. Stuff's gonna go down. I'm going to get a new phone, which will do. I'll finally be upgrading to all you hippin' and hoppin' folks of today's age, where my little shitty ass fucking flip phone, where you flip it sideways and you got the keyboard, it's starting to kind of die out on me. Well, not so much. It's just more of I fucked the screen up somehow, or the screen itself fucked up somehow, and now I cannot see what's happening on the screen. So the phone still works, but I can't see what I'm doing. I can't text anyone anymore or anything like that. So I'm going to have to get a new phone, and it's May, so I'm getting a new phone this month. I'm going to toy with it, mess with it, get used to it, and I'm going to get one that will help me, will allow me to stream and whatever without having to go on Wi-Fi in terms of an access point, you know, having to pay for E3's Wi-Fi or something, because last year it was like $25 a day or something to use their Wi-Fi, and I was like, what? So, and that's, you know, because their access point is locked. You have to pay first and then you're allowed to use it. So About time you upgrade that damn phone. I know. Trust me. It's been a long time coming. I've had that phone since... That's been my first and so far only phone until now. I've had it since I was 16. Mind you, I'm going to be 23 this year. So, it's been a long time coming. Yeah, I'm going to definitely upgrade. And I tried live streaming at E3 last year. The only kind of streaming I managed to get was the Periscope recap streams at our hotel. But I really am wanting to aim to stream, like I said, to when you're in the fucking convention center, you pay for their Wi-Fi to get to use their access point. And if you have, you know, just wireless whatever internet access wherever, what is it, 3G, 4G coverage, whatever the fuck that is, like, you're pretty much good. You don't have to use their connection. What kind of phone am I getting? I don't know. That's for me to figure out what's good, what can do Periscope and YouTube and all that stuff. I might also get another camera, but I'm not sure. I've been thinking about it a lot. Not just for use at the convention and for the vlogs and all that, but so we can film more stuff and get multi-camera angles and whatever else. So that may or may not be this month, and definitely not in June. So I have to do it either before June or after June, because I'm going to have to save up a shit ton for E3. I have enough already as it is. It's just that I don't want to be using it up on... I still have to get fucking Bubsy and do that shit, which will happen soon. Trust me. I'm not putting it off because I don't want to do it. It's because I just haven't had the time to go out and do it. So it should be happening soon. I don't know when. Don't put a pin on anything because I'm not. I don't know when the Bubsy stream's happening, but it is going to happen soon. Get an Android phone, no matter what it is. I need something that people will recommend as a good phone that can allow... Again, I'm really wanting a phone that can stream. That can stream without having to go and use access points and all that shit. I can just get my internet, have my gigs, pay it off how I have to pay it off or whatever that case is, and there we go. Phone is ringing. Hold on, let me go on mute. And it's no one, as it always is. Okay, that's cool. Let's begin. I've been on this screen for far too long. Yeah. So new phone happening soon. E3. Gonna try and get as much live coverage as possible, so I can be one of the first ones while we're there to get info on Spyro, info on Kingdom Hearts 3 for those who want it, info on whatever else goes down. Smash Brothers. If Splatoon's going to be there, so you know that's gonna be a thing. Hopefully auto expansion is there, so we'll see what happens. I'll see what I get to play, what they allow us to record, because I remember we got, what was the game, what was it called, Sakura of Rice and Ruin, or something of Rice and Ruin. I think that's a 2019 game or a late 2018 game, but Wes and I got to play it last year. However, we only got a little bit of footage because we technically weren't supposed to be recording the gameplay. So I just wanted to show that we were actually playing it and all of that stuff. So we only got like a few seconds worth of footage that I ended up using in the vlog. So getting a OnePlus 6, you'll get more bang out of your buck. Should be able to do everything you need from it. Okay, so a OnePlus 6. Let me write that down real quick, actually. As Cortex rambles on about, get the crystals.
Well, well, well. If it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome. I apologize for the crude means used to bring you here.
I got
but
the
I'd
intro
rather expect a
of
written
Insane.
invitation would have been
Wait,
turned
what?
down.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did. That was a whole... Well, okay, that was a whole different thing altogether. Because they... Hold on, what was it? 1 plus 6? 1 6 plus... 1 plus 6 equals 7? Let me see.
That is all I will say for now.
Hold on, I'll get to that
We
comment in a
will
minute.
Speak again.
I think he said the 1 plus 6 or something like that. I'm writing it down so I don't forget. So I can check that phone out. Let me see. And on another channel called Spin Jump King. Whoa. These are all the people that should continue to comment. Okay. Trying to read it. Okay. By the way, Miles B, if I didn't say it, welcome to the stream. Yeah. So one of the first fucking things. Ooh, how the hell do you pronounce that? It's a little cheaper. Okay. Okay. So what was I saying? The intro, yeah. So I got the intro because the first thing we saw there was the OnePlus. Okay, yeah. A OnePlus 5T if you want to save cash and not too keen on power. Okay. I wrote down OnePlus 6, so I'll just check that out and see what happens. Let me see. So one of the first things we saw when we got our badges, we were still outside of the building. Looking in, I saw Insane, and I saw it's the big old tarp thing wall they had there with the cover art, and I was like, holy shit. And that was where the line was. So we had to wait in line right next to the Insane booth, and I'm just looking at it, like, all the things were powered off. In fact, the girls that were there that were in the Coco costumes weren't even in the Coco costumes because people came out with a bunch of overalls and white shirts and, like, pink, like, Vans or whatever they were wearing. It was a hilarious thing. I was like, okay, like someone's dressed in best Coco here. And then they started They started powering up the screens. I'm like, like I was just excited. Then I thought to myself, I should do some sneakies and get some footage of what they're doing. So and I don't know if it was before then. I was definitely looking at what was going on, and I was getting B-roll footage. In line, but before we were close enough to see the kiosks, and there's this black dude. He was a security guard guy. He was just telling everyone, like, hey, get off your phone, can't record right now, get off your phone, wait until whatever time the show floor opens. Like, to everyone. And he got me, like, I think, like, twice. I was like, ah, shit, I better not push it. Company logo. And a little bit of the screen that they had. There was a TV screen. It was a two-sided little display of TV screens. So if you were passing by, you can watch one particular kiosk, only one, was hooked up to those TVs. So whoever was playing there, you could see their footage as you walked by. I was actually on that kiosk day like 3. So if you were there for a short time and you saw me there and I was at that particular kiosk, you could see my gameplay. And of course, playing. If I'm doing like the fucking speedrun with G-Man and I'm getting like peer pressure or whatever the fuck, and I'm performance anxiety, you can imagine how I was in front of like an actual like crowd of people. And right now I'm not doing good because I'm not paying attention. But yeah, it was funny. Can't wait to see what kind of wacky hijinks we get into this year. I cannot get this box for the life of me. There we go. I hope Crash will be a Nintendo Switch. Yeah, they might have Insane on the Switch for Nintendo's setup this year, because they brought that to PAX. PAX East. So people got to play Crash on Switch for the first time there. Okay, I'm not doing this the way I want to. So fuck it. I'm playing horribly right now, but it doesn't really matter. Plus, I'm trying to read the chat. The LG G4 was another good phone, I know. Okay, for mobile gaming. All I ever play for mobile gaming is like Geometry Dash and once in a blue moon, Jetpack Joyride. I used to play the fuck out of Jetpack Joyride. Then just kind of stopped. I don't know. And Wes spent most of his time in Destiny 2. Jesus Christ. The wait time for to play like 6 minutes of the game. Like, only a couple matches with other people. He spent nearly the whole day 3 doing that. I mean, granted, I spent like an hour and like 10 minutes. Like, I remember how long, like, specifically, like, roughly, it was like an hour and 10 minutes in line for Mario Odyssey. But I mean, I eventually did get back to playing Crash and all that stuff later. I at least did more things. Do I think E3 will be heavy or light on the game announcements? I don't know. I feel we're gonna get a bunch of stuff of games that aren't out yet. Like maybe some more Spider-Man. I'm thinking Spyro's got to be there. Otherly game announcements, I don't know what else they've... I mean, we're obviously going to get some brand newish stuff. What that's going to entail, I don't know. And I'm not even thinking Sony, I'm thinking across all, the whole board. Like, I know we're going to get stuff that isn't out yet, like Splatoon, Smash Brothers. Like, we're definitely getting Smash Brothers because they would not set up the Smash tournament after the video presentation for no reason. Like, obviously we're going to get a brand new trailer, like an actual trailer and not a teaser. It's going to show off gameplay for the first time. Maybe announce 1 or 2 more new characters, newcomers. I'm going to tell you this right now. We're definitely in that trailer for Smash going to get the way Mario's going to control, the way Link will control, because he's in his Breath of the Wild design. So he's going to probably get a complete overhaul with his fighting style, his gameplay. And then we're going to see some Inklings in action. We'll probably get some more big, heavy-hitting newcomers. That's my little prediction for how the trailer's going to go. More medieval. Oh yeah, Last of Us 2. Neil Druckmann already said that Last of Us 2 would make an appearance at E3, so we're gonna probably get a new trailer. I don't know about gameplay, like a demo, maybe. If that's the case, I don't know if I'm gonna try it out, but we'll see what happens with that. Probably Red Dead. Oh yeah, a Doom 2 review. Yeah, I'm not really a Doom fan, so can't relate on that. I will bring up the live chat rules. Oh wait, what? Oh, the live chat rule. Oh wait, for me? I always try to post the chat rules. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I don't post the description at all. Yeah, oh, I want to speak about that real quick too. Speaking of live streams, for me, I am still trying to figure the fuck out how to set up a better live stream dealio so I can stream more, but stream not just PS. Again, there are so many games I started doing that weren't PS4 games back in the day, like 2 or 3 years back, that I haven't finished, and that I want to finish, or have to, because I did start Skylanders, and I mean, I did it for big games, but you're probably gonna want me to suffer again through it, so, you know, I'm gonna have to do that. I should try more shooters. Well, no. I don't want to. Well, you're definitely not seeing fucking Call of Duty content on this channel at all. Halo, I tried and I didn't really care for it. Battlefield, I never really touched and didn't look appealing. I know you said shooters and not first-person shooters, so you're keeping it vague, but like shooters in general, Splatoon is a different case because it's simplified to where anyone can pretty much pick up and play it. And it's fun, like it's legitimately fun. Like Metroid, with it being kind of first person, that's kind of what it turned into. I don't know, like it looks interesting, but I mean, I don't really care for shooters. It's just not a gameplay type that I am very fond of. Oh, what was your question? Sorry that I didn't see it. I was gonna say, which game are you gonna play? Well, like at E3? Legend of Spyar. I could play Legend of Spyarm. I don't know. I love how people give the first one kind of, you know, some crap, but I mean, it was a great introduction. I think it's funny because it's a great introduction, a new beginning. Eternal Night, people don't exactly care for. Those who are more critical don't exactly care for it. I do get why, because I'm still in the middle of playing it, and I'm like nearing the end, kind of, sort of, but I'm still like, it's tough. It's tough. I don't know. I think they went back, looked at A New Beginning, and said, yeah, that game was kind of easy. The enemies, you know, you could just manipulate them however you needed to, and it was simple. Let's make them hard as fucking balls to beat, especially in ambushes and that shit. That's what turned me off to it for a while. Like, I was trying to play it, got stuck in the beginning, Hadn't played it for a long time. Went back to it to try and beat it so I can finally get to Dawn of the Dragon, like properly. And I got through a great chunk of Eternal Night, but I'm still not done with it, so I have to get back to that at some point. And I'm talking casually. I'm not planning to do it for like a stream yet or anything. I want to actually beat it first, casually, and then I'll bring it to the channel at some point, maybe. Nathaniel Foga, he's here. What's up? A New Beginning or Eternal Night? Well, like I was saying, New Beginning is still a good introduction to the reboot. Eternal Night builds on it for sure, and it is great in a lot of areas, but the combat's fine. But how, like, crazily difficult they made it when you're in ambushes and whatnot. I mean, in hindsight, it allows you to be more strategic. Kind of demands you to be a little bit more strategic, but, like, I don't know. Sometimes it gets, like, overwhelming, and it's like, I don't know. So I guess the answer would be A New Beginning. I like it a lot. We were actually planning to do a playthrough on it on VidGames, and we might still. Like a long time ago. We actually recorded some parts for it, but they got lost because they got corrupted.
3 crystals.
So I'll probably do the first maybe 3 or so warp rooms, and then we'll get into Q&A for Comeback Saga. So we'll see about that. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other E3 things. I don't know, I'm just excited in general. I thought this year would be a little bit on the boring side. Like, okay, there'll be some things. I don't know if I want to go. Like, if you go back far enough to whatever kinds of videos I mentioned E3 in for this year, far enough, like, after E3 2017, you'll hear me go like, well, there's not a whole lot of interesting stuff that's you know, there's not a lot that's interesting me for E3. I just don't know how much they're going to have or show or what's going to be there. So I was like, yeah, I don't know. But now that we've got Splatoon 2 DLC that actually matters, Smash Brothers on Switch, Spyro game confirmed. Let me see, hold on real quick. An interesting thing Ubisoft did a while ago, they brought up the Brawlhalla devs. A Ubisoft crossover game. That'd be kind of cool. Brawlhalla, I actually don't know much about that. I know about Brawl Out. People think it's okay. Some people think it's a Smash Brothers, a poor Smash Brothers. Not so much as rip-off, but like clone. Okay, that was cool. The most ridiculous part of Eternal Night's near the end. There's like this area structure, arena structure. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. I think that's where I am, actually. Is it where, like, it's those big-ass towers, you're in this dark tower, and there's these, you know, platformish towers that you're jumping on and fighting, like, wave after wave of people, of enemies? For all those 2D Smash Brothers type. Okay. Because if that's the part you're talking about, Roy, then I definitely know what you're talking about, because I think that's where I am. And that part's brutal. It's fucking brutal. I haven't played it since. So I've been... Okay. Why am I going for the gen? This is a casual playthrough. Oh, fuck. Nice. I'm glad his tail has a hitbox. That's cool. Yeah, so... I think a question was asked earlier. I don't remember. We're bouncing around. I'm just excited to see. Oh yeah, so with Smash. So yeah, that's what I was saying. I didn't think this E3 would be that interesting. Last year's E3 was pretty damn cool, but I was like, yeah, I don't know what they're gonna be showing off this year, and they're showing off a lot, and I'm hyped. So I'm glad that we're going again. I'm glad we decided to go again before all that stuff got announced. Something like that. It's in the very last level. They spawn 2 of those horse-riding enemies at once. Oh, yeah. No, that is where I'm at. I know exactly what you're talking about. If you have enough... What element is it? There is a particular element if you have enough of. You can kind of take them out no problem. I don't like that Crash's shadow isn't there. Oh, then again, it's a shadow over a shadow, but still. Yeah, I'm not gonna go for those lives. I'm not gonna risk it right now. I just don't want to. I'll get this one. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But I'm glad that this year's E3 is gonna be crazy. So, final thoughts on that. I will try and do live streaming stuff for you actually on the show floor. Let's see how that goes. The most insanely difficult part of the game. Dude, for whatever reason, when I was on the ships, the flying ships, where it was escaping the fighting arena, that part was also kind of brutal. Because I kept dying to the fucking enemies, and it was... Oh god, I remember having a hard time with that. A... Janemator? Nice. I had to crash into your party. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. Right now we're just talking about E3 and hanging out. Again, I'm only going to do the first 3 warp rooms. This is just a casual stream. We're already half hour in, but 12 of those minutes were just me sitting on the fucking title screen. Here's a question. If the game is not a remaster, the next game isn't a remaster, do you think a new Crash game will be made in a new engine? Wait, hold on. And then there's another question from Zark. You still okay after what? Oh. It's AIW. Oh, fuck. You're right. Oh, God. Dude, alright. Hold on. I was like, what's AIW? What's AIW? Affinity War. Okay. I'm obviously not gonna... I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna talk about spoilers. I'll talk a little bit about it. I'll give a brief synopsis. I was thinking about... I already mentioned that, Jaminator. Janemator. I called you Jaminator. So I'm thinking Animator. Animator, Jane... You know what? Fuck it. I'll call you Jay. Anyway, okay, so what's going on here? Okay. Oh no. Spoilers, everybody dies. They all die. Okay. What was the first question before Avengers? Oh, if there's a new Crash game, will it be like a brand new ass game? Cool. In a new engine. Seeing as they're using, what is it, Unreal, I think, for Spyro. Now, granted, that's Toys for Bob, but because they're so tight-knit, the two of them, Vivi and Toys for Bob, since they both have had their part in Skylanders and all that stuff, I'm spinning way too high up. Crash Hero, what's up? Welcome to the stream. It could be. I mean, this is alchemy, so, you know, there's only so much, you know, they did with this, and then with it being, with all the algorithms or whatever else they use for a lot of this stuff, while it still looks awesome and plays pretty okay, there is a very, like, floaty, almost ragdoll sense of how things kind of work in this game. And I mean ragdoll in only certain choice areas, like, for example, the way their, shoes fly up in the air when you fall in a pit, or the way his eyes come down when you, or his shoes also, the way they come down when you get blown up by something. They just kind of ragdoll everywhere. So you can tell that there's a very realistic physics engine that they're using for this, which of course they didn't use for, they didn't even have for the original Crash. I hope they kind of don't rely on that so much, because sometimes it does look a little goofy. I hope that they kind of more hand animate everything else in terms of the way... There's more... I mean, this makes sense, but the more quote-unquote natural sense to animate something is to do it and make sure that it's, you know, more cartoony, squash and stretch. Not saying there isn't that in here, but again, it's more floaty and realistic physics-based than, you know, more of the actual cartoony physics-based. Just look at the way something like fucking Twin Sanity animates or Crush the Titans animates in comparison to this. This feels a little bit more floaty and looks more floaty when you're watching it. So I'm hoping that the next new Crash game they make goes back to a more naturally cartoony sense of animation with more squash and stretch, more, you know, because Skylanders kind of gets floaty and this gets kind of floaty. So there's that. The Infinity War question. Hold on. Have you heard about the Lost Crash and Spyro Flash games by McDonald's? The Lost Crash and Spyro Flash games. Remind me about what that is. Because that sounds familiar, but I'm not too sure. I remember the games. I remember the little. I remember the ones. I don't even know what the fuck you would call them, but the ones where they open up the plastic toys, and you open them up and you can play them. I have a couple of those. Yeah, go into a little bit more detail with that. However, Infinity War. So we were all dead set on getting a 450. Oh my god, a 415 showing, and I was hyped for that. We go there to get the tickets, and they were sold out yesterday until like 10:55. It was like one of the final showings of the day, and I was like, oh, well, okay. So we still went, of course, but oh my god, it was fucking awesome. Yeah, there were some moments where I was like, okay, this is on a very epic scale. And Thanos, thank God I actually liked the... Thanos kicks Ultron's ass at being a villain. Like, I'm not saying he's the ultimate, like, this is the way all villains should be, but, like, when you're building up a kind of villain that is supposed to be threatening because if he does a certain thing, literally everything will end, and then you start seeing it in action, like, yeah, it's on a fucking epic scale. So he was really well done. And then for a while there, I couldn't even tell if half of them was animated or if half of them was fucking like mocapped in terms of like, I don't know. There were moments where I thought he was really a guy in a suit in terms of like the way his face was, not how it looks, but how he emoted. He had very particular, small, subtle facial tweaks that just felt real. So even though the majority of him, even though he is animated, he's a CG character, I don't know, man. He was handled really, really well. Like it was worth the build-up, you know? Because he looked very like, I'm Thanos, brah, when you see him in other films for the little build-up he had. But for those who are like the huge-ass, die-hard Marvel fans are like, oh, fuck, it's Thanos. I'm over here like, okay, it's another dude. Like, how is he going to be in this future movie when they make it? Well, it's here now, and goddamn, blew my fucking socks off. I was like, okay, he's a fucking actual-ass threat. Woo! Fuck you, Porcupine. I believe there were promotional Flash games on Candy Stand website. I have no idea what that is. But they haven't, I don't know. I have no idea what that is. I don't even know what the fuck Candy Stand the website Candy Stand is. Woo! I like the part when you fall and you stop yourself from doing the splat animation, yet the splat sound effect and the fucking Wile E. Coyote ass fucking indent in the floor still happens. Yeah, I've never heard of those promotional games. I just know of the ones that were like Happy Meal toys, because I had a couple of those. Do you remember the little cards you can get of the characters in like fruit roll-up fucking packets, like boxes and all that stuff? For promotional stuff, they did Crash and Spyro little trading cards. I have only one of Cortex, but I wanted more of them, but they included like Gushers and all that stuff. Stuff I didn't eat. I mean, I ate fruit roll-ups, but the other ones like Gushers and all that, I never really, I've never eaten. So for my mom to be like, why do you want a box of gummy fruits that you're not going to eat just for a card of your favorite game characters? So I only got one because it was a fruit roll-up thing. I think it was anyway. And it was a Cortex. Batman's video on Cancel Crash. I haven't seen that video, but I know of... Unless he goes over some obscure shit, I pretty much know the majority of all the Cancel Crash stuff. When I saw Badman, I legit read it as Beardman. I'm thinking of fucking completionist. But Beardman! That's what I was thinking of. I was like, Beardman, what the fuck? What a completionist? Just be like, but Mom, it's Crash. Yeah, now. I'll do that now. As opposed to when I was like, what, 11? Or 10, whenever they did them. Oh, man. To think that Mind Over Mutant came out 10 years ago. PJ Garcia, what's up? 10 years ago, the last original Crash game came out. But here we are in 2018 playing a remaster of the original games. That's what really makes me hope. If we do get some kind of crazy ass Crash announcement, I don't think it's going to be at E3. I think it's going to be at PSX. So we'll see about that. Because I do think, since there's already confirmed for the most part, well, okay, not officially confirmed, but because it was leaked, and yeah, you know what? We're all led to assume pretty much, because nothing's ever been confirmed or talked about in the light, besides when GBI was like, yeah, new Crash in 2019. It sounds very accurate to what Activision's plans are, and seeing as part of that did come to fruition, and we've got multi-platform Sane Trilogy coming within the next like 2 months or so. Oh shit! I overshot that somehow. 10 years ago, Crash died. The end. He just went on a 10-year an 8-year slumber. That's pretty much what happened. Fucking, what's I saying? Oh god, my thoughts are everywhere right now. Yeah, that, whatever I was talking about. Insane. I don't remember. Fleeting thoughts. That's all that happened. Crash has evolved a lot. It's crazy what happened with these fucking franchises. Crash should get back, pushed back to 2020 with these ports. Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, okay, that's what I was saying, the new Crash game. So, with GBI being like multi-platform Insane, and new Crash game in 2019, that division has up to 5 years planned for Crash at the moment. Because mind you, again, like what, a good 2 or so years ago, we found out that they updated the trademark for Crash for another 10 years. But if GBI is anything to go off of, they have up to 5 planned at the moment. 5 years for Crash in terms of new stuff, games, maybe more remasters. We don't really know. So I have a feeling that because people have been demanding it enough, and because it's that well received of a game for the original, we will eventually see CTR remastered. I do want to see it to an extent too. I talked about it, and we'll get to that in a minute. I talked about it in the Comeback Saga. I want to see a CTR remaster, just not yet. We don't need it right now. We've got Insane right here. We've got this to play. It's not even that old. It's only a year. It's not even a year old yet. It's going to be soon. It's like 11 months old. That's crazy how fast time flies. Back in 2016, 2016, mind you, fucking 2 years ago. We had no clue if any of this would even happen for Crash. And then E3 happened, and we lost our shit. Saw the first, bits of this at PSX. Now we've got it. And now it's happening with Spyro and everything else. Oh, wait. Oh, I was going to do the Polar. Get the lives from Polar. After those 5 years or so, will he be okay if Crash goes on hiatus for a while again? I don't think they should pull him in and out of hiatus because it's not a very good marketing move. Like I said in the Comeback Saga Part 2, I think they should make some how many ever that they are able to make and that makes sense to make. Some new games. If they want to experiment with some new spin-offs, like a new I hit X, I swear. With a new kart racer or a new party or something, Like G-Man was saying, he wants to see Crash explore other genres that he never has before. Like if they made like a fucking Crash RPG or something, it'd be interesting for sure. I don't know how they'd pull that shit off, but it'd be interesting to see. If they made Crash explore a whole new genre like that, or if, whatever else, like I don't know. Instead of pulling him in and out of hiatus, they should just retire the franchise and say, okay, Crash is done now. Like, not gone, not dead, but over. Like, he had the final chapter for whatever they decided to do for his farewell and end the series, So, like, maybe Cortex finally comes to justice somehow. They have something happen with him. Because eventually the franchise has to end. Crash was never something I saw to be like Looney Tunes. Crash is not Looney Tunes. Crash is not, Mickey Mouse. Crash is not Peanuts. Where they've withstood decades upon decades of different iterations, different stories, different stuff, different forms of being shown visually, with Peanuts having the classic 2D stuff, and then the 2.5D, CGI movie. So different media outlet, different visual styles. All of these other franchises have stood the test of time and have been shown differently. But because Crash went the way he did, he has done that in a more condensed manner. But I can't see him going decades upon decades in that fashion. I don't think he's that timeless. He was very much iconic for the gaming industry for a time. But because he kind of lost that for a while there, and then legitimately slipped into obscurity for almost a decade. Even though he's back now. That's why I said in part 2, we need to make the most of what they do with him. Because what good is it going to be if we demanded to bring him back, and then they end it in a way where we're not even satisfied. Like, then what the fuck was all this for? So I'm hoping that, again, they handle Crash well. And the devs have to, it's a two-way street. The devs have to do some great things with him that will keep us interested. And we ourselves, as fans, have to be, open-minded enough to give everything that they do a chance. And then really dive into it. And then be like, okay, well, did I like what they did with this? Or did I not like what they did with this? You can't just be like, yeah, I'm not interested. I mean, you can be. If you're not interested, that's a whole other thing. You can't just be like, I don't like this. After like playing half the fucking game, for the most part. Now I say that, and thinking back to all the stuff I've done that with, it has been hypocritical. So let me rephrase that by saying, when it comes to the ideas for Crash, it would be a little closed-minded to just kind of play it and then be like, well, this is shit now. Like, I mean, come on, I don't know. That could be a little bit biased because I just love Crash so much, but at the same time, it's like, got to take into consideration the context of how this stuff happens. So I'm just echoing a lot of the shit that I said in the Comeback Saga. To cash in on a trend. Oh fuck. I'm trying to read. Oh hey, Matt's here, what's up? The next Crash game will most likely be the last. No, see, I don't agree with that, because why the fuck would they extend it to like 5 to 10 years of new Crash shit for whatever 2019 new ass game to be the last one. That's not gonna happen. What point would it have all been to bring him back just for Skylanders cameo, remaster, and one new game? There's more you can crank out of it until he officially ends. That's what I'm trying to say. That's my point. That's what I'm trying to say. There's still more they can do, and I said this in part. Raise a show of hands. Who here has not watched the Comeback Saga Part 2? Like, say it in the comments, yes or no. Like, just say yes, I have seen it, or no, I have not seen it. For everyone here, like, let me know, because for the stuff I'm going to get into, I'm going to echo a lot of what I said, but at the same time, it's like you kind of have to have understood where I was coming from in the video to be able to really keep up with what I'm going to be saying and echoing when we get to the Q&A section. Okay, so Spirit Fighter has not seen it. So, by the way, Spirit Fighter, what's up? Welcome to the stream. God damn it. I'm trying to... My thoughts are going everywhere, and I'm trying to... Frederick's seen it. Most likely, if a brand new Crash game sells well, it'll survive. If it bombs... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's one of the things I said in the Comeback Saga. I've said all this stuff before. What if we get an ambitious Crash game, but it fails, both with critics and with fans, and it just was kind of all for nothing? And technically, now this is where I can kind of agree with Matt in terms of it can happen with this one. Like, when I said that in the Comeback Saga, what if we get a very ambitious Crash game that fails to take off both critically and commercially, and he dies because of it? I'm thinking like more, a few years into the future, not like next year with this new game, with this next game that they're planning to make. But then again, it can happen with this one. We don't know, and that's just the thing. Literally, all of what I say of what I've talked about comes down to we don't know. So you cannot tell me, like you know, that Crash is gonna leave and be done for in the next game, or that, Insane didn't actually help Crash come back or whatever. You can't tell me that, because number one, it's fact that Insane did effectively bring Crash back in the spotlight, and we don't know, first off, what this next game for 2019 is even going to be. Like, okay, safe bet, I can say that if this Crash 2019 is in fact CTR remastered, it's their failsafe. So, even if people didn't really care for, even if people don't care for how a potential CTR remastered will end up becoming, like the way Insane is torn between fans. People like us really love it, glitches and all, control scheme changes and all. Others just can't get over the fact that there's glitches. They just can't get over the fact that his jump arc is changed. So that's where it's divided. If that happens again with CTR Remastered, it's not going to kill Crash, because it's just another classic that's come back. It's not a brand new game. And I will echo something that Voice Legend said. Remasters will sell. Remasters will sell, because that's in their nature, to tickle your nostalgia bones and get you to buy it. It's something you remember from your childhood coming back. So I agree with that. To say that Crash is, will never gain back the original legs he had with all those new, weird, original, crazy game after games that came out. Wrath of Cortex, even though it was very derivative, it was still its own thing. Twin Sanity was very much its own thing. Titans of Wonder Mutant were their own thing. They were all original because they brought new stuff to the table some way, somehow. But all we're getting right now is just a nostalgia trip, because the 20th anniversaries and stuff are all coming up and have all passed and are all here and are all whatever else. So we have to, take this kind of a trip of remember these games, remember this, remember that. After that, we need to get some new stuff now. I think people want to see CTR Remastered for the sake of seeing it. Like I said in the Comeback Saga. People who want Wrath of Cortex Remastered, Twin Sanity Remastered, Crash Bash Remastered, I think they more so want to see the way it's going to look on the PS4 and Xbox and all that, rather than how's it going to play. You know how it's going to play. You've played it before. So we could get away with having Insane because it's celebrating something. It had a purpose for being here. You don't have to remaster CTR. You don't have to remaster any of the other games. There's really actually no reason to, unless the fans want it. Even though they want it, again, there's still more context. We need him to be original again. And they have a chance to do that now because we've already got a remaster of 3 games. That seems like enough for now. Revisit CTR, but way later on. It's not needed at this current moment. And this new original game will, like I said at the end of the video, will test whether or not Crash can even survive with a new game in this industry and be relevant, like truly relevant again, or if he was only ever just a token of nostalgia that can't move on. Hopefully he can, and I'm hoping he can. So it's all on VV or whoever else now to make that a reality. Anyone wonder when the Spyro remaster started development? Well, the conceptualization of it came around the same time of Insane, but when they actually physically started to work on it, I'm not sure. From the first trailer alone, it looks like it's way further ahead in development than Insane was when we first saw its first trailer. So I don't know. I think with those type of fans, I think those type of fans wanted Insane to be 100% accurate, but it can't. It does get close enough that.
You're on your way.
No, exactly. That's what I said in part 1 of the Comeback Saga. That's exactly what that whole circle analogy was about. The circle analogy. Oh, hey, Coco. The circle analogy is all about. They can. Oh, there's no reason to turn a turret right now. We can't fight the Komodo brothers here. The circle analogy from part 1 of the Comeback Saga was all about. Yeah, VV took a look at the originals and drew their own circle based off of Naughty Dog's circle, but when you look closely, like physically look closely at a circle being drawn, it looks a certain way. When someone else tries to replicate it, it's not going to look the same way. It'll look very similar, but it's not going to be one-to-one the exact fucking circle. So the analogy here is that this batch of Crash games, being a remaster of the original batch of Crash games, looks, feels, sounds a lot like it in most areas. But in others, it's just not the same. And for you to honestly think a one-to-one... for you to honestly think... for you to think that anything, not even just Crash, anything, even Spyro when it comes out, we're already seeing it. For you to think that any kind of a remaster from the ground up will be exactly like its source material, you're kidding yourself. It's not going to happen with anything. They'll try and get it as damn near accurate as they can, but it's not going to be one-to-one. It'll never be one-to-one. Also, Raphael, what's up? Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, man. There are still people that just can't get that through their head, and it's like, dude, you have no reason to try and spit the opposite of that. That it has to be one-to-one. It's just not. For anyone who makes videos saying it needs to be, don't watch those kinds of videos. Like I'm just saying right now, that kind of stuff is just not worth listening to because it's very close-minded. Missing the lashes. I don't know why. Hey, Dwan, what's up? Oh snap! Long time no see.
Show Crash.
How have you been? I think with the current tech we have, I hope they kind of take a look at the era that inspired Crash, the early WB. Yeah, because yeah, exactly. It would be really cool. I've given that a lot of thought. Ow, my butt's hurting. Yeah, Twan. So to catch you back up to speed, we're just talking about our stuff that we want to see at E3. I went on a whole spiel right now about Crash, for Insane, and the future stuff that we'd like to see from the series. So I don't know when you exactly came in, but I would recommend, just for the sake of hearing a guy talk about his favorite franchise, I'd just go back a little bit in the stream and rewatch that part. I swear I want to work for a fucking video game company if I didn't have the oh god, okay. If I didn't have the urge to want to start my own, I need to work for someone. Because I swear to God, I have a lot of thoughts about games. Just sitting in and listening, not gonna say anything. Okay. I don't expect you to. About future stuffs. Ooh. Let's see, I'm still on the timer. Should I go for the gym? I'm probably not gonna make it. I don't really know. Whee. Let me see. All this Spyro talk, I'm not getting the game. Never played it. If I get the chance, I'll play it, but won't buy. Wait, what? I'm confused. So Slendy, you're not gonna get reignited, but you're kind of still interested in it. Like I'm just trying to make sense of what you're talking about. Yeah, as you can tell by the icon, I've already pre-ordered Reignited Trilogy. Digitally, I want to do it physically soon. Just like for Crash, I still have my physical copy. But even still, I've just been playing the digital all this time for the last year now. No, like I won't buy it, but if someone else did, I would play it. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, Spyro's got me fucking hyped. I am so excited. I'm really thinking that they're going to show something off at E3. If they have like a whole setup the way Crash did, like I'm going to freak out. Because, I mean, it would be so simple to put Spyro in like the Sony booth, but if Spyro has its own isolated fucking like setup, I'm going to go crazy. Yes, it does, Frederick. It looks so fucking good. It's nothing about being fanboyish about saying a game looks good. You're expressing your hype. Fair enough. Hopefully you'll like it when enough to own your own copy. Yeah, I mean... PJ Garcia, me too. I love Spyro. I'm hyped. There's so much I want to see. I'm wondering if Spyro does get shown at E3. I'm wondering if they're going to do what Insane did and just have like the game available. Now, okay, in hindsight, the more I'm thinking about that, Crash was able to get away with it because literally 2 weeks after E3 Insane came out, so the game was pretty much done. So instead of having a demo of a few levels, they just gave us the games to play there because they're pretty much done. For Reignited Trilogy, they still have until December to work on stuff, from June to September. So something tells me they might not do the Insane thing and give us all 3 games to play for like 10 minutes. But it might just be like a few levels from like all 3 games, or maybe even just the first game or whatever. I don't know. It depends on how much they show if there's a trailer, which I'm thinking there's got to be, you know, a trailer. Show off some more stuff. Show off 2 and 3. Or maybe even just 2, like who knows. So, I don't know what they're going to do with that. But in any case, E3 is literally within like, what, 40 or 38 days, I think now? Someone's keeping track on Twitter. I saw 38 days. And I am excited in the pants region for that. I am so hyped. I just hope our boy Sean Layden puts up the new trailer of Spyro at E3. Oh yeah, instead of the pre-show. Oh god. that was funny what happened with the pre-show for Crash. We're gonna show it now. Black screen. Black screen. Okay, we're back. We'll show it off later. I know you're not going to E3, dude. It fucking crushed me when you were like, "Yeah, I was looking for you last year." I'm like, "No, what?" I remember I went fucking crazy when you said that. I was like, "Oh my god!" I just clipped 2 of the propellers with one dude. That was cool. I know. Yeah, I asked you if you were going, and you were like, "Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I'm too busy." I'm like, "Oh, Twan, no, Twan, why? Why do you have to be so busy?" Well, if you weren't, we wouldn't have this. So, boof, you're dead. Did anyone else collect those Crash and Spyro LCD games? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The LCD games. That's what it was. Yeah, those are what I had. I have a few. Most of them don't work anymore because they're so old. But I have a couple of them displayed, or at least one of them displayed, in my little showcase shelf with all my figures and all that stuff. I have no goddamn clue. Now, in the coming months, you will be seeing in my Destination Mark videos, you'll be seeing a change in how the room's gonna look, because I'm gonna be changing up the structure of my room. It's a very boyish room. There's shit thrown everywhere. I've got all kinds of stuff. All my games are just in one area. How cool is it? The Crash demo right in the front of the convention. Bruh, yeah. So, like I've told everyone else before, when my friend Wes and I got our badges outside of the building, people were already going in to get in line. And I caught a look of what was going on inside. And that was the first thing that caught my eye. Was the big old freaking tarp poster looking thing of the cover art. And I was like, oh my god, it's right there. And the fact that the line was right there too, I'm like, oh. So we got to look at how they were setting it up and all that. Yeah, Tuan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for since you're a guy of VV. I'm speaking on behalf of whatever. I'm sorry that I showed off your guys' company logo early. I like leaked it for everyone. I'm on top of Polar, yay. But bro, people were hyped. So I mean, I don't know. I do feel bad. To a certain extent. They told me not to film, and I was like, well, but I want to. I need B-roll footage, brah. Nah, no worries. That's in the past now. That's in the past now. If you had caught me though, I can imagine. Oh my god, I can imagine I'm trying to sneak some footage, and then I just feel a hand on my shoulder, and it's you behind me. Don't do that. Do you know who I am? Oh god, wouldn't that be a scenario? If you were actually behind me while I was filming the company logo. Dude, that would be hilarious. And sad, very sad, because I wouldn't be able to get away with it. Oh yeah, I've seen you can skip Polar and just walk this whole level, but I don't know how to do it. I've seen it done in terms of the result. I haven't seen the actual process of how to do that glitch. But I know of it. Dude, that would be a funny scenario, though. Naughty boy, Mark. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But, I mean, in all honesty, I'm sorry. I can't wait for it right now. Cool Pro, what's up? I don't know when you got here, but now that you're here, welcome. You sent me something on Twitter. I will check it out in a bit. I have a few more levels to do, and then we'll stop there, and we'll do the Q&A on the Comeback Saga. Grey Delisle, yes, I know of her. She's been Daphne from Scooby-Doo for the longest time, amongst other characters as well. What of her? What did she do? Oh, you got to meet her. Nice. Dude, where the hell do you live to where you've met, like, fucking all these YouTubers, all these voice actors and celebrities, and... I'm so jealous. You and G-Man. And even Jeremiah Isaiah, because he's in that area as well. Everyone's East Coast, even though they're all from fucking LA. Which normally we're going to in a month, but we literally live, like, 4 hours away from. If we had the drive, like the literal drive, like, you know, enough with our cars and whatnot to want to actually drive out there. And if we had the drive, we could literally go to LA whenever. But, I mean, we save that kind of stuff for events, for the most part. Although it's crazy to think. So, like, we went, I think, 2016. Yeah. We took a family trip to Universal Studios, The first time ever. I've never been there. I hadn't been there. I've been there now once, but I mean, previously I had not been there. And we took the backlot tour, the studio tour, and it was awesome. And it didn't dawn on me in that moment when we were actually taking the tour, but afterwards I thought about it. And obviously we don't know really where they were located, but thinking back to Naughty Dog's story about how they got their first deal and they made Crash and all of that in the backlot of Universal Studios, I'm like, dude, we literally got to see where Naughty Dog made Crash, where their, you know, little headquarters were, and Insomniac was there too making Spyro. Like, oh my god. And no one who knows, those who don't know Naughty Dog's backstory would never know that if you took the tour, that you're literally going and you probably literally passed where Naughty Dog made bank with Crash and history was made with them. Oh fuck, okay, that's cool. Did I see Crash at Universal? No, the Crash costume, the guy in the Crash suit, that Crash suit, was retired in 2012. And again, we went in 2016, so we were 4 years off. If only we had known to go around 2012, we could have seen the last few glimpses of Universal Crash. And who knows where the hell that costume is now. It looked like a fursuit, like a furry suit. That's what it looked like. Somebody's persona is Crash Bandicoot. For the summer of 2013, I went to Disney, and in summer 2014, I went to Universal. Yeah, that's awesome. I've never been to Disney World, Disneyland, any of them at all. Neither of them. Haven't been. Might go at some point. I don't know when that'll be, but Crash is my first. What have I done? What have I created? What kind of scenarios have I just unearthed? Did you know that Universal were the ones who distributed the Ratchet and Clank movie? Oh, nice. Goes my firmmates. Roy, stop. Roy, don't go down this path. My furmate. God damn it. Okay, I think we have one or two. No, okay, just this one. Unbearable. They should make a Crash Macy's Thanksgiving. That would be cool. Sebastian, what's up? A Crash Macy's Thanksgiving Day balloon. Hopefully it doesn't pop like Sonic did. Sonic popped. I think there's been a couple balloon pops, but Sonic was definitely one of them. I remember hearing that. I think Snoopy was one of them. I think. That'd be cool though if Crash got a Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade balloon. That would be awesome. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I'm trying not to read comments right now because I'm being chased by a giant polar bear. Okay, we're at a checkpoint. I can read comments again. Get you. Get you. Speaking of Sonic, I tweeted a Sonic related. Yes, I watched a good majority of it before the stream. I didn't finish it. I watched like, what was it, like 20 minutes long? I watched like about 11 or so minutes of it. A little more than that. My cat is snoring right next to me and it sounds really weird. He's like, not even like that, but wait, can you hear that? Hold on. No, I know it is. Can you hear that little like squeak noise? That's my cat fucking snoring. I mean, the majority of the stuff he talks about, I'm still in the area where he's like addressing the stuff, and not so much as getting to his defense just yet. To bring up the fan art so excessively is like, it's like unnecessary. BRB, all right. Was it the TGX vid? I didn't see who it was from. It's just the one that says in defense of the Sonic like franchise or whatever. It's like a 20-minute video. Yeah, Roy said yeah. And he's having me watch this specifically because I'm such a huge Sonic fan. You know this. Everyone knows this. But I mean, no, like from an actual honest standpoint, like to rag that much on the fan art for those segments in the video, like that was a little bit unnecessary. To mention it like briefly, we would have been fine. But to be like, yeah, but one of the contributing factors is the creepy, weird fan art. Like, yeah, but now you should be done talking about it. There's no reason to keep talking about it. That's not even the problem I have with Sonic. It's the games. When you ask me why I don't really care for Sonic, it's not so much of... It's not the... Because everyone has the weird parts of every fan base. Crash has weird parts of its fan base. Mario probably has weird parts of its fan base. But, like, that's not what bothers me. I don't give a shit. If you want to do your own weird shit, I don't give a crap. The part that bugs me about certain things is when it comes to the actual games. When I look at a game character, I look at his games that he's in or that they're in to judge shit. I don't judge the fan bases for the most part. I can give my comment on certain parts of the fan base, and again, not even the weird parts. It's the parts that give feedback on their games through comments on videos, comments on people's videos, comments on stuff. The Crash fan base gets fucking abhorrent at times, and the Spyro fan base gets abhorrent at times. It just gets, but that's as far as I'm willing to go with talking about the fan bases. Because I just don't care. It's like, whatever. I don't consider myself even part of those kinds of fan bases. I'm my own little entity here that just loves these kinds of games. That's all I am. That's all I consider myself. I mean, really? but yeah. Crash has some good... Oh yeah, I don't doubt that. Again, most franchises have their weird, cringy fan art, so it's like, whatever. But yeah, I mean, whatever. If I have a problem with something, it's the games. If I don't like Bubsy, I don't like the games. I don't really care for Sonic anymore. The games just don't impress me. So, I mean, that's where it comes down to. It's the games for a game character. Okay, let me do... You know what? Tiny's part of this warp room, so I'll fight Tiny, and then after that... Telltale Reviews, what's up? After Tiny, we'll go into the Q&A. So everything up to this point, this hour and 17 freaking minutes, have been talking about E3, Crash and Spyro, typical stuff. But we'll get into the meat of the stream, which is the Q&A, in just a while. I ran into him. I didn't mean to do that. How am I? I am good. I'm feeling fine. I'm sucking really hard at this. Only because I'm trying to pay attention to the comments. Yeah, I'm just trying to put on a decent show for the gameplay. Oh god, you're right next to me. I don't like that. Woo! See you later, asshole. Oh Jesus, that's right. Cold Steel the Hedgehog. That was funny. Oh! Did it. I'm probably gonna botch your name, but Arian Ventura? What up? I've pre-ordered Spyro and Crash on Switch, even though I have it on PS4. Yeah, same. I haven't pre-ordered Crash on Switch, but if I see it around, I'll pick it up. Since I have it and I made a big deal of the pre-orders when they first came out, I'm not going to pre-order it on Switch. But if I find it on Switch at a store somewhere, like at Target or something, I'll definitely pick it up so I can have it on the go. But, okay, so let me just see the thing that Nathaniel Foga sent me about fucking meeting Grey Delisle. But, after that, we'll get into the Q&A. Oh, actually, also, I'm going to go on mute, so I'll be on BRB for just a minute. Once more, I'm going to tweet out a thing that I'm going to explain right now, but first, Roy says, not gonna lie, I made a few Sonic OCs, but I did. Fuck! I can't read. I did that, not knowing that it was really a thing, but for a different reason than having an OC. Okay. God, I don't know why I couldn't read that. I was misguided back then. Okay, so I'm gonna go on BRB. I'm gonna mute myself real quick, so I'm gonna go out and tweet once more. I did this at the very beginning of the stream, but for those who are tuning in barely now, Harris Wampagem on Twitter has been given a chance to meet one of the fuck, what is he again? He's one of the like executive guys. He is the project coordinator and senior engineer on Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. So he's going to have an opportunity to ask him questions about how the development went so awry and how crazy it got and how we got what we've got for that game now. You guys can tweet out questions to Harris to ask this guy. His name is Warren Davis. So, yes, I will. I'm going to go right now and go post that, come back, and we'll get started with the Q&A. Okay. Oh. Okay, is so sleepy. Gotta go. It's really late. Where do you live again? Isn't it Germany or something? Dang, man. Yeah, it's barely like, what time is it right now? It's like almost 2:30 here in the afternoon. Well, see you later, man. Thanks for joining in. Alright, so there was the link. If you saw it in the chat, you can go ahead and check that out. Ask Harris Wampagem questions for Warren Davis. So I don't know when, but soon I will open up comments for, if you want to leave comments on part 1 of the Comeback Saga. Yeah, 5:30 for you, because you guys are 3 hours ahead. East Coast is 3 hours ahead of West Coast, so for us anyway. So I opened up comments, the comment section for part 1 of the Comeback Saga. So if you want to leave any of your, if you haven't seen part 1 yet, oh, you're Swedish. Okay, 23. Okay, so you guys do what we call military time. So. Damn, it's like, what, 11? Technically, for you guys right now, it's 11 p.m. Like 11:30 p.m. Shit, man. Okay. I see you later, man. I've heard of your favorite Martian. I know it's, I saw Roy and you guys were talking about it earlier. It's Ray William Johnson's musical group from a while back. So, okay, so if you're 11 p.m. then, and we're, like, what, again, like 2? So you guys are 9 hours ahead of us. That's fucking crazy. Hello? I'm trying to think of what else I was going to say right now. Yeah, comments are open. In fact, I'll probably, in a little bit, post... in the chat, I'll probably post a link to part 1 of the Comeback Saga and then part 2. So that way you guys can watch little bits of it or whatever else, because they're kind of long. Part 1 is like 20 minutes and part 2 is like about 14-15 minutes. Part 1 is defending against Sane Trilogy. Part 2 is about giving my thoughts and opinions. What route can the Crash franchise take for the future of Crash? Part 3 hasn't started development yet, but it will, or production. Hasn't started production yet, but it will really soon. I'm taking a break from the Comeback Saga to work on other game chat videos and all that stuff. Ray William Johnson versus Destination. Well, Ray William Johnson's going to win, obviously. How's Part 3 coming along, and how has the Spyro news changed it, if at all? So yeah, like I was saying, Part 3 hasn't started production yet. I've got... Okay, well, I had some basic points. I had a short blueprint that I hadn't finished of where I wanted to start to talk about Spyro for Part 3. And this was before Reignited Trilogy came out. Or rather, was announced. Now that it's been announced... now that it's been announced... It hasn't completely changed my vision for Part 3. Hey, what's up? So a couple guys left. I'm doing Q&A now for the Comeback Saga. So I remember sending you to one. I sent you, I think, both parts. Part 1 was about defending Sane Trilogy from all the criticisms it was receiving. Part 2 is about me personally trying to get my thoughts and opinions on what route the franchise could take for its future, what you guys could do with it or whatever else, how it could be handled. So I know you did say you watched Part 1. I'm not sure if you watched Part 2. But if you have any kinds of concerns or comments where I was coming from with certain points I was making, or in general with the videos or whatever, just questions, concerns, comments about the Comeback Saga, go ahead and let me know. Because I've been putting up warnings for... Michael, what's up? Is the Comeback Saga the most effort you've put into a series? Did you see my tweets? I did, Nathaniel. I saw 2 of them so far. Yeah, the one you showed me about the little Crash LCD, I have that one, actually. I have that one and a couple other ones, too. The UFO one, a couple Spyro ones. So, yeah. Is the Comeback Saga the most effort you've ever put into a series? Yeah. So far, yes, because it's been going through a lot of planning, script rewrites, voiceover re-recordings, citing sources, showing, making sure that everything that was original from me, that was recorded from me or stuff, was mine. For part 1 of the Comeback Saga, I actually streamed on Periscope, and I made this a point in the video itself. That was always the plan. I was going to, oh, you gotta go? You came back and you gotta go? Oh, man, Twan. Alright, well, if you really gotta go, then I'll see you later, man. But thanks for joining the stream for the time that you were here for, so that was awesome. I do actually want to probably message you a little later about something, and you might know what it is already. It's the Discord. Ooh, my god. The Discord stuff and all that. So, I'll probably message you later, I'm not sure yet, so... But thanks for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. So, thanks, grandmother. Let me see. Have you seen my Crash concept, by the way? How did you send it to me? If so, how did you send it? Or how did you comment? Or how did you present? Because I'm not remembering at the moment, I'm sorry. So that's either yes or no, depending on what it was and how you shared it with me. So I'm not sure. Yeah. This saga, yeah, for part 1, oh, hold on. I just realized something. He posted his concept on Twitter. Okay, I'm not sure. You might want to tweet that out to me. Okay. You might want to tweet that out to me again if you have already before, because I don't remember it, so. Somebody at me, tweet it to me, and I can see it. I made it because there was, in part 1 I was talking about, in a fight who would win, Knuckles from Sonic 3 or Coco from CTTR. I don't fucking know, dude. Okay, when I said Q&A, let's try and keep it more to, I love how Roy just straight up said Knuckles. Let's keep it to the Comeback Saga or stuff like that. So the question about if this was the most effort I've put into a series, yeah, for right now, yes. Because, this is what I've always wanted to do, was stuff, shows, and whatever, where I was scripting it out, doing voiceover, recording gameplay for it. Same thing for, like, quick reviews. Quick reviews are like the Comeback Saga, but on a very much smaller scale. Whatever happened to the Crash movie, the fan film, Non-Stick Access Studios also emailed me about this, and I'm going to say what I said to him. Crash from 2020. Because I've been so busy with my other channels, and G-Man and all of them have been busy with their stuff, and we've just had so much life stuff happen, and the fact that G-Man is going to be traveling quite a bit later on this year, and with work on my end and all that stuff, it's not canceled, but it's indefinite right now. Like, it's very much a back burner project. Seeing as I'm doing Comeback Saga, I'm working on bigger projects like game projects and stuff, game concepts. Trying to figure out how I'm going to go about forging my own life stuff with how I want to pursue animation and this stuff. There's plans I'm doing on the back burner that, or rather in the background, that I haven't really brought to light yet because it's stuff I want to wait to actually talk about. In terms of the fan film, it's very much a back burner project. We're not working on it right now, and we don't know when or if we're going to go back to it. So until I make an actual official video statement on that, where it's at, what we're planning to do with it, all I'm going to say it's in limbo right now. We don't know yet. And it's been like that for a while. It's been on again, off again. We've worked on it, we haven't worked on it, but right now, like, we have just not been working on it. So I don't know how that's going to work out. And a lot of the guys I try to contact and have kind of helped with artwork and stuff in the past haven't gotten back to me, and I haven't actually reached back to them yet. So there's a lot of stuff that we haven't done yet or haven't kept up. So I don't know what we're going to do with that yet. But is G-Man coming back to Cali? He wants to. Nothing's set in stone 100% just yet, but he's been talking about it a lot. So however that happens, we'll see. And we might be seeing more people, maybe, about doing things for vid games. Not just over the internet, but in person. So we'll see how all of that works out. All the trilogies. To finish my thought, though, from the Periscope stuff. So, because part 1 was about defending Insane, showing off how someone can just casually play it and not come across all the bullcrap that people have been spewing about it, I made it a point, and this was always an intention from the get-go for part 1, was to film myself recording the footage of myself playing the game, which I'd be showing all throughout the video and have you guys watch me do it so you can see that there's no bullshit, there's no strings attached, there's no tampering, no editing, no nothing. Everything you saw me do in the Periscope stream is what I showed off in the Comeback Saga Part 1. And I even showed the stream in the Comeback Saga Part 1 to hammer it in that there is no bullshit going on here. Everything I do for that, I do legitimately. And you guys are there to see it. So, I put a lot of effort into the Comeback Saga for Part 1 and Part 2, and Part 3 is going to be like the magnum fucking opus of the trilogy. It's going to be defending because Spyro has caught a lot more shit recently than Crash has. And it's fucking crazy, and it baffles me. So again, I have to pull a bit of... Okay, Part 3 will... Hold on. I'm trying to read people's comments. Gotta go, man. Have fun. Alright, man. Yeah, thanks, Telltale Reviews. Thanks for joining in. I'll see you later. Zork said something, and I can barely see it. Please retype in your comment, because I did not catch it. Part 3, the only thing I'll actually say and give an official statement about for Part 3 is that... no more Crash talk. Dude, are you insane? Are you insane? Okay, yeah. There was that whole period where I was nothing but insane. And I'm pretty much out of that now. I just post certain things about it now. And the Comeback Saga still keeps up Insane Trilogy's, stuff. Whatever I feel needs to be shown off. What is up? Hello from Russia. Thanks for joining in the stream. Whatever I feel like showing off from Insane from this point onward, I'm still going to show. Like the Tomb Raider fucking... I just came in the stream. Oh, Jessica, what is up? So, Destination Mark, I cover Crash stuff, Spyro stuff. I talk about the franchises a lot. I recently put out... So, I'm a huge fan of Crash and Spyro, PlayStation stuff in general. And there have been a lot of criticisms and complaints kind of following this game, Crash Insane Trilogy. So, I'm making a trilogy of videos called the Comeback Saga to address Crash's comeback and Spyro the Dragon's comeback. So I already did 2 parts. 2 parts are already up on my channel. Part 3 is coming soon. And because of the topic that I'm covering and the way people get when I talk about this stuff or when anyone talks about this stuff, it gets very toxic. So I turned off the comments. The only time I've ever really done it. Turned off the comments for Part 1 and Part 2. Just recently I reopened the comments for Part 1. But Part 1 and Part 2 have had their comments shut down for a while. So this Q&A stream is for, I don't want to alienate people who want to talk about Crash and Spyro, especially with my thoughts. But I'm just trying to avoid as much of the controversy and the complaints and arguments towards me and stuff like that. So I turned off the comments for a bit. Part 1's comments are up. Part 2's are not yet. They will be up soon. I don't know when yet. And Part 3 has not come out yet. I'm working on it, and it's about Spyro. So yeah, I definitely recommend going back through when the stream is done if you're interested. I've got unboxings, reviews, top 5s, top 10s. I've got a lot of stuff that you can check out. So thank you for showing interest and coming to my stream. You're awesome. And the internet connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast gameplay. I love that. That's a thing I love, alright. God damn it. Oh, by the way, I cuss a lot. I'm sorry. Warning. I have a very colorful vocabulary. If you're not cool with that, I'm sorry. If you are, awesome. But about sending tweets, should I send links here or at? Yeah, Roy said it best. Go ahead and at me on Twitter. I'm not even sure I allowed links to be sent from anyone besides me. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if mods can send links. I don't recommend trying it right now because I don't want people to start sending me a bunch of random crap. But go ahead and at me on Twitter. Whatever you want to send to me, at me on Twitter. And for those who don't know, my at handle is @DestinationMark. What the fuck? My Twitter handle is @DestinationMark. My thoughts are everywhere right now. I'm sorry. But yeah, okay. So the Comeback Saga. Any questions, comments, concerns? Actually, so let me take this time to go ahead. I'm going to mute myself one more time. I'm going to go and link in the chat part 1 and part 2 of the Comeback Saga. Just so you can tab it over, kind of watch a little bit of it if you want to, and then you can think of questions. Those who have watched it, go ahead and ask the questions, and I'll keep up with them. I'll catch up with them later. So I'll be right back. So apparently mods and people can link shit in the chat. Thanks for linking Badman, dude. Okay, yeah. So there you go. For anyone who's just curious about the kind of stuff that I have been really working towards doing for the channel, for content. Comeback Saga Part 1 and Part 2, there it is. For those who haven't seen it, you can tab over and just kind of give it a, brief little glimpse. Those who have seen it, if you've got anything you just want to talk about from the Comeback Saga, please let me know. Because the comment section is not up yet. I will unlock it at some point, but I'm just trying to give it enough time so where people can watch it and understand it, and then they can address their concerns and stuff. Because I don't want people to start being like, well, your opinions are wrong, fuck you, and like to the most extreme that they can go, in terms of like just, it gets crazy with people that do that kind of stuff. Oh, okay, I'm seeing things. Yeah, Zach, I got it. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I did see this. Okay, I even liked it. God damn it. Yeah. Oh, I think I saw this one too. The arcade racing game. Yeah. Okay, I saw some of that stuff. Let me see. I don't know what's been asked yet, but Sparks, he's so huge and detailed now. And now, what do you think they'll do with his gameplay in Spyro 3? Oh, yeah. I really liked the way his gameplay was in 3. So what I'm thinking is they'll probably keep it the same, but maybe make his movement a little more fluid. Keep the same, top-down camera angle. They'll probably just make the environments look a lot more detailed and the enemies look a lot more detailed. Change up the sound effects, of course, obviously. Yeah, no, I'm excited though. I think it's gonna look generally the same, but just play a little bit better and look a lot flashier. So yeah, I'm really hyped for it. Spyro so far is looking fucking awesome. Let me see. Oh yeah, Maurice LaMarche, fucking Nathaniel Foga. Dude, you met all kinds of people, man. I am jealous. How about you change the name to Crash Natural Car GP? That's cool. Nice. Make a new Crash game. We'll get co-op again. I've had my thoughts about that. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in part 2, but let's see. Do you want to see what Crash Landed concept come back? Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. It actually kind of ties into what I'm going to talk about right now, actually. For a brand new Crash game, if they brought back co-op like they did in Mind Over Mutant, because see, Mind Over Mutant was the first time we saw Crash and Coco fight side by side, and you can play as them side by side. That's why everything is so. That's why the levels are designed in such a way where they're more wide, they're bigger, and same thing for Crash the Titans with Carbon Crash, but. Oh, well, okay, hold on, Zach. I'll get to your question in a minute. Okay, hold on. So. For a new Crash game, we'll get co-op. I'm thinking, depending on how this Crash game will go, if it's an open world game or whatever else, it could very much work. But so the Crash Landed concept was open world, and I think it was going to be like, open world in the way that like kind of Breath of the Wild was, or Mario Odyssey kind of was, and I still want to see something like that for Crash. Co-op can work like that. Like, I was hoping... I'll give this answer. What I would like to see in a Crash game with co-op is what I wanted to see with Mario Odyssey, and it didn't happen. Real quick, Jessica says, do you think they might add new levels? For a new Crash game... Leslie, what's up? For a new Crash game, it's going to be probably... They might keep a lot of the same areas, but in terms of like where you go, it's going to be very different. If you're still talking about Spyro, new levels for a Spyro Remaster, I'm not sure. There's not a whole lot that was cut that they can bring back, and in terms of bringing stuff in that's completely new, they're probably not going to do that. But, okay, so the concept I wanted to see for co-op, and I've talked about this a bit here and there. Actually, funny enough, so the Comeback Saga is part of my show Game Chat, and my first ever episode on Game Chat was about co-op. So I'm going to echo a lot of the stuff I said from there. I want to see a game with co-op when you're side by side. I love the fact that you can have co-op games where you're playing side by side. I typically don't care for the ones that we've got now that don't do it right. When I say they don't do it right, there's still this sense of level of freedom that I would like to see that games, some games here and there kind of implemented, but not to their fullest potential. So for Mario Odyssey, because it's so, because it is so open world, it was perfect for Mario and Luigi to run around. Because you could do the thing where when you're together, you might be able to share the screen, but when you go away from each other, it'll do that Lego Batman thing where the split screen like fades in. And you could still do something like that. And then if, say, Luigi's running around in a sub-area, like he goes through a pipe or something, and Mario's still in the main world up above, you can still have that. It'll only change for Luigi. Luigi can go to the sub-area and grab everything there, and then Mario can run around and do his own thing. So there's a level of freedom to where the second player can just run around and do their own thing, and so can the first player. But of course, to progress, you still have to do the main story missions, or rather, get the main story related moons. Like, they could have done that and they didn't. Instead, they put Luigi in and gave him balloon minigame. And that was so underwhelming. And it was like, wow, you could have done so much more with Luigi and you didn't even think about it. Because Miyamoto's wanted to put Luigi in a 3D Mario game and have him run around with Mario since 64. But console limitations prevented that. That's it. That's the only thing that prevented it, was console limitations. Oh, Zach, yeah, I totally probably passed your question. I'm sorry. I hear that everyone's talking about the fucking boxing minigame from Spyro 3. I don't remember having too much trouble with that one, actually. It's been a while since I played it, but I don't remember it being, like, abhorrently hard or whatever. That's Balloon Luigi to you, Mario. Yeah, fucking. But Mark, what about 3D World? Roy, I don't like the co-op in 3D World. If you watch my co-op game chat, you know that's one of the first things I said when I showed it. That I don't like playing Mario games co-op for that exact reason. You're limited to the screen, or you can kill each other. I don't like that stuff. Why would you have that there? The killing part mainly. For having only the one screen, the boundaries be very, very small. I get why they do it. It's just very, very hindering. No one's dared to try and, besides a couple games like Tak, The Great Juju Challenge, or Lego Batman 2, or even A Way Out, which I haven't played yet. I have it. I want to play it so bad. I need a friend to play it with. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot they could have done there. So, long answer short, do I want to see, do I think they'll do co-op in the new Crash game? And if they do, am I excited to see it? Depending on how the game is, and depending on how they do co-op, if they implement it into this new game. So we'll see. That is still my ideal co-op, is having that immense amount of level of freedom that no one has implemented yet to its fullest extent. Roy says play with Wes for vid games. I pitched the idea to him. He didn't really get back to me on it, but I'm thinking we will do it at some point. So maybe with Wes, maybe with someone else. I don't know yet. So we'll see about that. All multiplayer levels I know are hockey, crystal popcorn, boxing, or something about Spyro. Like you're talking about Crash Bash Remastered or Team Racing. Force him to do it. I already talked about Crash Bash Remastered and Team Racing. Crash Team Racing can get one. Crash Bash, I don't really think it needs. Well, it doesn't need one at all. Do you like waffles? No. Sorry. Yeah, we like waffles. I am more of a pancake guy. You ever gonna collab? If you do, Spyro 3. I have. That wasn't a kiss. I was pucking my lips in not a kissing fashion. I'm thinking right now. I have a Spyro 3 thing coming. That's all I'm gonna say. If we collab on something, we'll have to think of something really clever to do that I haven't done yet. So it might not be Spyro 3. I don't know yet, bro. Do you like pancakes? Yeah, I like pancakes. Okay, anyway. Do you like French toast? I like French bread. And putting melting cheese on it. No, sorry, butter on it. Butter. Oh my god, it's to die for. Yeah, okay. So many comments passing by. No, not Glover. I don't even have the PS1 version. The PS1 version is the worst version of Glover, so I don't want to put myself through that. See you, Miles. Thanks for coming in. Glover Remastered. Holy crap, no. Jesus Christ. If they make it fun, I'll invest in the Glover Remaster, but no. No. Blasio, I did already say that. I talked about it earlier in the stream. I've been busy. I haven't been putting it up because I don't want to do it. It's because I've just been busy and haven't had the time to do it. So I will definitely go and get the game at some point really soon. So I'll comment on it once I actually have the game in my hands. Gex Remaster. That'd be interesting to see. I actually talked to Jeremiah Isaiah about Gex very recently, and you might see something about that soon. So we will see. I'm telling you, things are planned with peeps. So you will definitely see some stuff come to fruition in the future about talking about other things that aren't Crash or Spyro. So there's that. Yeah, man, I could go on forever about co-op. Okay, so I've got the best idea for co-op. So, I'm not going to explain it fully because I don't want to go into too much detail because of reasons for projects that I've got. But co-op is something that I do thoroughly enjoy. It's just that I've only seen it implemented in a platformer action adventure sense. I've only seen it get implemented here and there in pretty okay-ish, cool, fun ways, but never a singular game that's done it to a point where it really feels good to play with someone, you know? Still want to help out with stuff, but I feel like I can't. I don't know. We'll see on how stuff goes, depending on when you're busy or available, when I'm busy or available, so we'll see. A Way Out is the best co-op game. I know, I need to play it. We're going to play it soon. I don't know. Spyro 1, do you think they will make some of the water so that Spyro can walk through it? No, I don't think so, because it was never necessary in Spyro 1. Spyro 1 was always about Spyro cannot swim, Spyro cannot be submerged in liquids of any kind, so what I'm thinking that they're going to do is make the water very thick in Spyro 1, so that way it's apparent that you cannot touch the water or any kind of liquid for any kind of reason in Spyro 1. And then Spyro 2 and 3, they intentionally made their water way thinner so you can see stuff under the water, so you can actually realize, oh shit, I can actually swim in this game. So that's what I think they're going to do with that. When did you pre-order Sane Trilogy? Well, I pre-ordered it months before it actually came out, of course. I pre-ordered Crash back in like February of 2017. I am not going to pre-order Insane on Switch. I'll just get it whenever I see it around. And then I already pre-ordered, as you can see from the icon, I already pre-ordered Spyro Reignited Trilogy digitally. And the same day I go to get Bubsy, I'm going to pre-order the physical copy of Reignited Trilogy. So, yeah. What if the water is acidic, though? I mean, that's why Spyro 1, you can't touch anything. Spyro 2 and 3, water is fine. certain water is fine. And you can obviously, there are tells, there are signs. You can obviously tell when something of a liquid is fine to jump in, or when it's not. And sometimes they'll trick you. Like in Spyro 3, there's that acid green goop from that ship level that you can, a Lost Fleet, you can get the power up to make you invincible, and then you can swim through that. So at first, you're supposed to avoid it. You cannot swim in it normally. But once you get that power up, then you realize, oh shit, yes, I can now. Are you going to buy every version of Insane? No, just the Switch version. I don't need the Xbox One version. I got it for PS4 because it's where that's Crash's home for these games. It has to be on a PlayStation console. But I'm only getting the Switch version so I can have Insane on the go. That's pretty much the only reason why. The Spyro 2 announcement, I can't wait. Oh, yeah, I know, exactly. Me too. What about Crash on PC? I don't really care for Crash on PC. I mean, I'll want to see the kinds of mods and stuff that people do, but I'm not a PC gamer. Like, there's only a select, very, very select few games that are only on PC that I'll ever try out, or emulators for betas or prototypes or whatever else. Like, I did the Crash 1 prototype, a walkthrough on it a long time ago, or a playthrough on it, and that was only because I was really interested to see what it looked like, you know. And then, like, we did Doki Doki Literature Club. It's a PC game, but I mean, it's only on PC, so you can only play it there. But it's worth playing, you know. So there's that. But other than that, play as Spyro and Insane mod. Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah. So there's that. This week, bruh, Spyro 2 should be announced soon, later this month, and Spyro 3 at E3. That would be cool. I don't know, we'll see about that. God damn it, what happened, Zach? What is wrong, Zach? Oh, my grandma's frying up something good, it sounds like in the background. Are you cooking foods? Ooh. Cool. What are you cooking? She's not going to tell me. Okay. Well, anyway. So if there's no more questions regarding Comeback Saga and all that stuff, it's 3:03 in my time. I'll probably give it until about 3:10. So another 7 or so minutes. Maybe a little bit less, depending on what else we have to talk about. Do I think Zach's concept? Sorry. Okay, that's what he meant. God damn it. Sorry, I keep missing the comment. Will it work? Probably. It sounds like the Mario Pac-Man arcade one. I'm gonna go back through and look at it again. Let me see. So yeah, I really want to see an open world Crash game though. Like, I think that could work. What is up? Welcome to the stream. We're actually gonna be ending in a few minutes, so. I already played the fucking game. That was what the first like hour was about. We agreed, half gameplay, half Q&A. We're already at the Q&A part. Spyro 2, I wonder if they'll change the voices for Romeo and Juliet. Oh god. I hope they keep them the same. Fucking, oh, especially Juliet's voice. It's perfection. Perfect. I was gonna say perfectness. That's not a word. Perfection is, though. Perfection. It's inspired by the... Yeah, it sounded a lot like that. I've actually never played any of those kinds of games, the Mario Kart arcade ones. I kind of want to. For Crash to be integrated into that, though, it sounds interesting. It definitely sounds interesting. I'll say that much. Because it's your own idea, I'm not gonna knock it or full on be like, yeah. So I don't know, bro. It sounds interesting. I like the concept. Could it work though? Like, I don't know if they're gonna go that far as to implement something like that with Crash Racing with guests. Like, I don't know. The only guest I could see again making an appearance in a Crash game is Spyro because of the history. And Crash Nitro Kart did that. It was a Crash Racing game and it had one guest character, Spyro, for the Game Boy version. I can't wait to see those Zephyr slugs in 4K. All scaled up, you mean? Yeah, no, exactly. They're gonna look very interesting. There are so many guys I want to see in Reunited Trilogy. I want to see Handel and Greta. I want to see fucking the hippos from Shitty Oasis. These are all from 2. I want to see the Trouble with the Trolley. We have to see that. They have to show that. If there's going to be a trailer at E3 and they're gonna show off Spyro 2, you have to show Trouble with the Trolley. You have to. You can't skip on that shit. I'm gonna stand up real quick. Let me adjust the microphone to accommodate for me standing up. Oh yeah, and of course, Moneybags and Hunter. It would also be the first Crash game to have a large playable roster. Depending on who they made playable, even if it was just Crash and Coco again, I'd be fine with it. If they reintroduce Crunch back into everyone's, for those who don't remember Crunch or didn't really care for Crunch, but if they reintroduce him and make him like super badass, then like you can have that. Being able to do more with Aku Aku, like how in Crash of the Titans, Mind of a Mutant, you can use him as a shield and that kind of stuff. That'd be cool. To be able to use his actual magic would be badass. Okay, so if you saw how Mega Drive Brad commissioned, I had a commission done for Mega Drive Brad to do those 3 artwork pieces in part 2 of the Comeback Saga to illustrate a very fan idea for how a potential reboot could look. I didn't talk about it in the video, but one of the things that I really wanted to, Colonel Crash was an underrated character. Well, he was just Crash. Palette swap Crash. If they put Crash in Smash 5 and Smash Switch, one of his alts needs to be Carbon Crash. Carbon Crash, Fate Crash, Evil Crash, and maybe a couple costumes from they could have regular Crash, because remember, Smash Wii U introduced people can have up to like 8 costumes at a time. So we can have regular Crash, Fate Crash, so there's 2. Regular Crash, Fate Crash, Carbon Crash, Evil Crash, at least like 2 or 3 costumes from Tag Team Racing, and then one of them just be his regular self with some kind of multicolored pants from Crash Purple. Boom. Or Japanese Crash. That would be cool too. So like 2 costumes from Tag Team Racing, Japanese Crash, and then Crash with multicolored pants from Crash Purple. Smash Brothers alt costumes. Which Spyro will I start with when I actually play Reunited Trilogy? The first one. Because I love the first one. I favorite... Okay, I don't have... I guess it would be 1 would be my favorite. I love all 3 Spyro games, just like I love all 3 Crash games. But I find myself coming back to playing Crash 1 and Spyro 1 more than Crash 2 and 3 and Spyro 2 and 3. So, because those were my first... Like, Crash 1 was my first game I've ever played in my life. And Spyro 1 was just fucking amazing as well. I came to play Spyro later. And I started with the first one. So, with Insane, I did Crash 1, 2, 3 in order. So for Spyro, I'm going to do the same thing in order, 1, 2, 3. So my plan for Reunited Trilogy actually is to take... Well, see if I have enough paid time off for work to take 2 days off, which would be the day right before it comes out and the day it actually does come out. That way I can play it early digitally, but then yet go and get my copy from GameStop. Because like I'm telling you, if I can get the day off and all that stuff, I'm gonna play through all of Spyro 1 the day before it comes out, because they usually do pre-orders for digital releases. They'll have it come out like late at night the day before the actual release date comes. So if they do that for Spyro, then I'm gonna play through Spyro 1 in its own separate stream to completion. Not 120% completion, if that's how they keep it, but to completion that night. And then I'll probably do all 3 of them in separate streams, because I tried doing Sane Trilogy in one big stream, all 3 games for the first time ever when it first came out. But internet issues and other issues prevented me from doing that. I had to split up into like a bunch of different streams. So for Spyro, I'm gonna be clever on this, and I'm going to do all of Spyro 1 remastered in one stream, Spyro 2 remastered in one stream, and Spyro 3 remastered in one stream. Yeah, obviously I'm doing all the games. Zach, oh my god, everyone, the PUBG stream is coming soon. I already said it the 3rd time I'm saying it now. I don't have the game yet. I have not went out to purchase the game yet. I've been busy with shit. So, I'm not putting off PUBG because I don't want to do it, even though I really, really don't. But a promise is a promise. I'm still obviously going to fucking do it. I just don't have I haven't had the time to go get it yet. So, I will soon. And when I have it, you'll definitely know. I'll post a picture or something of it. You'll know. You'll trust me. So yeah, this is pretty much the end of the stream. I'll be going in just a minute. If there's any last minute stuff you guys want to talk about Spyro, about Crash, Comeback Saga, E3, whatever you want to talk about, let's just get out of the way real quick, and then I'll call it a stream. Jessica's going to start with Spyro 2. Awesome. Yeah. It's usually between 2 and 3 for people's favorites. Like for Crash, it's usually Crash 2. For Spyro, I think it's also usually for Spyro 2 also. The second ones, people just really, really love. I love Crash 1 and I love Spyro 1. So what they're showing us for Spyro right now, I'm just like, I am excited as shit. For Roy, Spyro 3 is his favorite. Awesome. So we've got someone here, me, who's going to do Spyro 1 and who loves Spyro 1. We've got Jessica doing Spyro 2 and Roy's favorite Spyro 3. Nice. Minute questions about stuff. E3, who's hyped? I am most definitely hyped for E3. Like I said in the beginning of the stream, I am getting a new phone. It's about time. So I will try and live stream on the show floor like I wanted to last year. I will try and do that this year. So whoever wants to see what, I will do that. Hopefully it works. Spyro 2, do you think they might make the Hunter Crystal game? Oh god. The one in, what's it called? Molten Crater or Molten something? Oh god, yeah, I hope so. The popcorn one? Jesus Christ. But objectively, Enter the Dragonfly is the best Spyro game. It sure is. Speaking of which, thanks for bringing that up, Roy. Once more, right before we end the stream, I, in a little bit, will go and mute myself and link Harris, at Harris Wumpagem. He got into contact with Warren Davis. He's one of the guys who worked on Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. He will be having his own Q&A session with him about the development of the game, how it got so screwed up, how come we got what we got in the end. So if you have any questions, I will link the... Enter the Muppets. I will link the tweet in the chat so you can go ahead and ask him questions to ask this guy. Once more, Warren Davis is... Once I fucking find it. Enter the Dragonfly HD, coming soon with Wrath of Cortex HD. I probably technically would not really mind a Wrath of Cortex HD, but there's no way to do it because it was supposed to be such a different game, and what it ended up being is very derivative of Warped. So there's really no reason to remake it in today's, unless a fan did it. But I mean, for like VV to do it or something, it's not going to happen. What's the dude's? He is the project coordinator and senior engineer for Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. This guy, Warren Davis. So, right, the Cortex looks like ass. Your opinion. So, I mean, it's not the best looking Crash game, but it's whatever. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead, and for those who want to ask Harris questions for Warren Davis for Enter the Dragonfly, I will link his tweet in right now, so give me just a minute. Okay, so there's the link to his post on Twitter. Go ahead and ask him developer questions. If there's any last minute stuff, let me know. Otherwise, I'll be ending the stream in just a minute. Hello. What are you making over there? Ooh, rice. Sounds good. Ooh. Ooh, nice. Got a great old bounty going on over here. Bountiful dinner. I can't give them food through the internet, Grandma. Doesn't work that way. Okay. Okay. I think that's a wrap. Yeah, no one else has really many questions. Been nice hanging out again. Hell yeah, Roy. Yeah, if no one else has any questions, we will be ending. So I'm going to give you guys like another 2 minutes. At 3:20 we'll end. So 2 minutes to ask stuff, talk about Spyro, talk about E3, talk about Smash Brothers predictions. Go. Not Bayonetta again, please. Shantae, I'm always going to root. If they do end up doing a fucking another ballot for this Smash Brothers, I'm just gonna spam the fuck out of Shantae. I don't even care. Until they kick me off the ballot, I'm gonna spam Shantae. For legitimate reasons, not just because of, yeah, I just want to see her. I just want to see her in the game. That's just no. Like there's legitimately cool. You can have awesome gameplay with her. And I've already talked about that stuff in the past, so I'm not going to do that again. But I seriously want to see her. If there was any newcomer I wanted to see come into Smash Brothers, it would definitely first and foremost, before Crash, before anyone else, Shantae. So we'll see about that. I'm ready to see Mark get pissy about Smash Bros. Finally. Well, if I don't see them, then I won't get pissy. As you put it. The only reason why I got so crazy over the leaks and rumors from Smash Wii U and 3DS is because they were literally everywhere. And it was the most weird, crazy shit that I was like, what? So, I mean, that's why. And there was just stuff I didn't agree with. So, I mean, for what they say right now and what they're doing with Smash Switch, we didn't even know they were working on it. So they're keeping this super fucking hush-hush. They're trying their best to. Any leaks and rumors coming out right now are most definitely, obviously fake because the people have come forward to show that they've created it, or it's been immediately debunked. So they're taking hella precautions, making sure nothing gets leaked out and stuff. Hopefully we can keep that up for just one more month until E3, where we see it really in action for the first time. I'm hella excited. I want Crash and Smash to have the Naughty Dog models to that. And say, they're probably not going to do that unless they do that polygon one from the company logo, like intro. It's going to be the same way, Mark. Guaranteed. Smash is a huge franchise. Yeah, I don't know, bruh. Yeah, right now I just said my predictions for if Crash ended up at Smash Brothers, what his alt costumes would be. Fucking Fate Crash, Carbon Crash, what did I say? Fate Crash, Carbon Crash, Evil Crash, like 2 or so costumes from, 2 costumes from, Tag Team Racing, Japanese Crash, and, the fuck did I say? Something else, I don't remember. I legit forgot. Shit. Well, anyway. You can just go back and rewind and go back to what I said earlier. Or maybe the polygon one from the VV logo. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I mean, if they can do the fucking grid, weird, wireframe one for Little Mac, I mean, who knows what's possible. Travis touchdown. Oh, God. Okay, so it's 3:21. I think we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Got a couple good questions in there. Just talked, hung out. E3 stuff happening. Going to be really excited for that. Okay, so I always do this in my streams. I don't know why it's my streams that I do this in, but I'll talk a little bit about some future stuff really quickly. See you later, Roy. I got some quick reviews coming up really soon. I got one that's almost done with being edited down, so you'll see that soon. Some more that I'm cooking up. I'll try. I'm not going to give a whole lot of teaser videos or anything for Spyro. I want to try and keep it as hush-hush as possible until it comes out. But we'll see what happens. I might tease here and there. Who knows? So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, no, stuff's coming. I know I haven't been uploading in a while. Again, working on stuff. So Bubsy stream will be coming at some point. I'll let you know when. Quick review stuff coming really soon. So I'm working on stuff. Don't worry. And Vid Games is still going through. West Side Studios we have not done stuff on in a while. But Wes and I have been talking. So we will be getting on that again really soon. And after these 2 quick reviews come out that are not Crash related, every other quick reviews that I make afterwards that is not Crash related will end up on West Side Studios. So you can see them there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm Marcelo. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.